Hi, thanks for tuning into Street Life. I'm Natasha, and today I am in Nashville at the Lane Motor Museum. Let's go in and check it out. So the Lane Motor Museum started out as a private collection that the founder, Jeff Lane, turned into a non-profit museum. Initially they started with 75 cars and then grew to about 500. And basically it's like, not like Ferraris or exotic cars like that, things you might see at the car show or whatnot, or in a showroom, but rather it's more like an eclectic collection of cars. And they work on them to get them into working order. So pretty much all of the vehicles on display in the museum are in running condition. In this section of the museum, you have a collection of various Fiats, different makes, models from over the years, starting in like the 30s or so, coming up to just like a few years ago. So it's pretty cool because you see like the evolution of the cars over the years, how like the body styles changed and whatnot. Started out like really smooth lines and whatnot. You get into the 80s and 90s and you see more hard lines, and then you get back into recent years where they're kind of doing like retro inspired designs, and it's kind of back to that, like the early days, particularly the 60s. If you look over my shoulder here, you can see there's actually a few airplanes. So in addition to the various cars that they do have some other transportation vehicles. So far, I think I've seen, counting the one in the indoor garage, there was one there, and then I want to say there's like another 3 or so here, so there's maybe like 4 to 5 planes. Now, granted, these don't look like planes I would fly in, even if they worked. There's one where it's like, they have like a mannequin sitting in it, and it's like, if you think back to the Wright brothers at like Kitty Hawk, it looks like one of those kind of setups, which you have to be pretty brave to experiment with flying in something like that. It doesn't look like anything I would get into. This section of the museum is called One of One, which is like concept cars, one-off cars, cars that most likely didn't go into production. They were like custom concepts and whatnot. So some pretty cool cars. You see some of them in different phases of prototyping. Some of them are like unknown because they were probably made by like private tinkerers, engineers, and whatnot, not for actual car companies. So pretty cool cars. Interesting, right? Like, you imagine the like technical prowess that you would have to have, right? Like either being an engineer, a mechanic, or something like that, to be able to put together one of these vehicles here from start to finish. Pretty impressive, actually. There's like a little video that explains the rationale behind this car's design, and so it was designed in this way with like this kind of untraditional body as a way of reducing drag on the car to increase fuel efficiency. And the reason that you have that unique looking engine is because there's a gyro inside. So it's like it's intended to help the car balance, because it's like all of the, you think of it, a four-wheel car, you don't really have to worry about balance. You have like evenly spaced tires. But with this car, because you have just the two regular size tires in the middle of the car, the front and the back, it would tilt side to side. So to maintain balance, you have like the wheels, which it looks like they might have added actually, to think of it. But you have the gyro inside, which has a flywheel that helps to keep the car upright and balanced, so that it doesn't, if it tilts one way or another, if you imagine like going around turns and things like that, the gyro and its flywheel on the inside kind of counterbalances that, keeping the car upright and balanced. Vehicle that pretty much started it all, this 1955 MG, which was the first car that Jack LaLanne restored. And if I'm not mistaken, it's explained as that his dad just gave him like some car parts, and he put over like the course of several years, he put the vehicle back together and completed it by the age of 16. So that's it for my visit to the Lane Motor Museum. I want to say I spent maybe about an hour or so here, a little bit more than that. Really cool. You get a chance to see like some pretty unique vehicles, learn about different cars and things like that. And I enjoyed it. And I say this as someone that isn't like a car buff or anything like that, just really likes the design of vehicles. It's an interesting activity to do while visiting Nashville, and I recommend it. It's just $12 for adults. Not sure of the price for children, but I want to say it's cheaper than that. So it's like something you can do, a nice little activity if you're looking for stuff to do in Nashville. Thanks for tuning in. To ensure you don't miss any episodes, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell, go ahead and click that thumbs up button if you like what you saw, and go ahead and share it on social media.